In the depths of the Caribbean Sea, a Soviet B-59 submarine was on the brink of launching a nuclear torpedo. The target, America, just miles away. It was October 1962, the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Tensions between the US and the Soviet Union were at an all-time high. Thousands of nuclear missiles were just a button press away from unleashing global devastation. One wrong move could trigger the end of the world as we knew it. The Soviet B-59 submarine was part of a fleet sent to support Soviet missile installations in Cuba. These submarines were armed with nuclear torpedoes and were under orders to defend themselves if attacked. The crew, isolated underwater, lost contact with their command center, adding to their anxiety and uncertainty. While deep underwater, US Navy ships detected the B-59 and began dropping small bombs, known as depth charges. These were intended as a signal for the submarine to surface, but the crew interpreted them as an attack. The situation escalated quickly as the submarine's captain, Valentin Savitsky, feared that war had already begun. Inside the B-59, the atmosphere was tense. The crew was exhausted, stressed, and running low on oxygen. Captain Savitsky, believing that an all-out war had started, prepared to fire the nuclear torpedo. But one man, Vasili Arkhipov, stood between us and catastrophe. Amidst heated arguments, Arkhipov insisted that they surface and make contact with their command center first. Arkhipov's calm demeanor and firm stance were critical. He argued that launching the torpedo without confirmation from Moscow could lead to unnecessary devastation. His insistence on waiting and making contact first required immense courage and conviction, especially in the face of pressure from his fellow officers. The decision was made to surface. As the submarine emerged from the depths, the crew anxiously awaited orders from Moscow. When contact was finally established, the order came: stand down. The crisis was averted and the B-59 returned to port without launching its nuclear weapon. To understand the gravity of Arkhipov's decision, let's revisit the Cuban Missile Crisis. In October 1962, US reconnaissance discovered Soviet missile installations in Cuba, capable of launching nuclear missiles to American soil. President Kennedy demanded their removal, leading to a tense standoff. For 13 days, the world teetered on the brink of nuclear war, with both superpowers refusing to back down. The Cold War era was marked by intense rivalry and mistrust between the US and the Soviet Union. Both nations had amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons, capable of annihilating each other many times over. The Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world closer to nuclear war than ever before, highlighting the fragility of global peace and the potential for catastrophic mistakes. Unknown to most, Soviet submarines like the B-59 were positioned near the US, armed with nuclear torpedoes. Their orders were to defend themselves if attacked, and without contact from Moscow, the situation became increasingly dangerous. When the US Navy ships dropped depth charges to force the submarine to surface, the crew believed war had already started. Amidst the chaos, Vasili Arkhipov's level-headedness was crucial. He convinced the captain to surface and await orders rather than launch a nuclear torpedo. This decision not only saved his crew, but possibly prevented the onset of World War III. His actions are a testament to the power of reason and diplomacy in the face of dire consequences. The crisis ended when the Soviet Union agreed to dismantle the missile installations in Cuba, while the US secretly agreed to remove its missiles from Turkey. Vasili Arkhipov's courage and wisdom saved the world. His actions are a reminder of the power of individual decision-making in the face of immense pressure, a single moment of sanity in the madness of the Cold War. Remembering such heroes is crucial to understanding our history. Subscribe to History Short Stories for more incredible tales that shaped our world. Thank you for watching.